Hey everybody, Nick from Millburn here. After a tough loss to Nova, 64-56, but it was to be honest, it wasn't that close of a game. I'm joined by as always, Paul Justafan LaMonica. Paul, how are you, buddy? How you doing tonight?
I've had better nights, Nick.
and Christina from Millburn. She's gonna be our producer. Christina was at the game tonight with me. Christina, how are you? How are you?
Long day. Long day,
Yeah.
long couple of days coming up. Wish it could have gone a little bit differently, but it's college basketball.
All right, and we have some people waiting to get on, so I'll just start going, and then we'll move along. So let me go first. So tonight's game, and I was listening to WSOU on the ride home, and people were saying, and Paul, I want your thoughts on this, that Willard outcoached Shaw, and besides Willard playing a 2-3 zone against us, which Paul Justafan and Nick from Millburn have been saying all year, we're not a great three-point shooting team. We weren't built to hit the three. So somebody's going to throw a 2-3 zone at us. And he basically did it the whole game, and we struggled. And without Najah Hines in there, because one thing, when teams did zone us with Najah Hines in the game, Najah was able to get the ball in, and then he was able to kick the ball out. He was very good at that. And that helped. And, not having him, made a difference. And also, Josh Rivera had his best game, and 15 minutes and had 10 points. But I just think the team with the better players won tonight. I thought that they had, Lewis was by far the best player on the court. He reminded me of Isaiah Whitehead. And he stepped up and he played really well tonight against us, as he's been playing all year. And Duke Brennan, their big guy, another player to look out, had 10 points, 9 rebounds. Matt Hodge, another big guy, 3-point shooter, 12.6 rebounds. And Bryce Lindsey, 15 points, 4 rebounds. So balanced scoring, not a lot of bench points for the Wildcats. But again, I just thought they had the better players. We had trouble against the 2-3. And that was it. Paul, your thoughts, my friend.
Well, when we start off by talking about getting out coached, what exactly did people expect Coach Holloway to do in this game? Once Bud Clark got 2 quick fouls, I thought that Coach Holloway did a pretty good job managing the rest of the time for him. Took him out, brought him back in a game to keep us in the game in the first half. Gave him the end of the first half so that he wouldn't pick up the cheap third foul like he did against Southern Cal. I didn't see anything in terms of use of players, rotation, changes in defense, anything that Coach Holloway could have done differently in this game. So it's hard to say that he got out-coached. That's the first thing.
Right.
In my opinion, you mentioned it before. We got nothing. Najah Hines didn't play. We got nothing out of him. Clark, in early foul trouble, had to be less aggressive, got out of his mind, his mind approach of playing hard. And so he sort of had to be a little bit more tentative. That hurt him. We didn't get very much out of him. We didn't get very much out of who also got into foul trouble early. So if we're not going to get anything out of Hines, McCray, and Clark, we're not going to win. It's real simple. I thought on defense we were a step slow. We did not defend the 3 well, and they do not allow you to not defend the 3 well. Villanova put the ball up, and they were 40-something% from three-point land tonight. They were, I'll just bring it up in a second, they were 43%, 10 of 23 from behind the arc. And they got and they've got 2 from Hodge, 3 from Lindsey, 2 from Lewis, one from Askew. They got a bunch of different guys hitting 3. So for me, but the thing that encouraged me was when we were able to hit baskets and press, we confused Villanova. Our press bothered them, certainly late in them. Right now, if I'm a coach, if I'm Greg McDermott, for example, at Creighton, or Any one of the other coaches, Sean Miller. What I got from this game is press Villanova and zone Seton Hall. That's the way that's the best way to try to beat these two teams.
Paul, let me ask you this though. This is one game. And we're still what? We're still 11-2. And I don't think anybody would have predicted that we'd be 11-2 at this point of the season. And if you look at it, we don't have a bad loss, right? Because losing to Villanova at home, this is a very talented Villanova team, very well coached Villanova team. So that's not a bad loss. USC and Hawaii is not a bad loss. So again, big picture, in life, you're going to have adversity, and how you respond to that adversity defines you. Clark did not have his best game, but how he comes out against Marquette, and I'm sure he'll be ready. And what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that let's take a look at Seton Hall the way we're thinking of them now. Okay, with the 11 coming into this game with an 11-1 record. There are games that you think you're supposed to win. There are games that you think you're going to have a lot of trouble winning. And then there are games that are going to be dogfights. And I thought from the very beginning that this game was going to be a dogfight. Even at home, Villanova has the loss to Brigham Young and the loss to Michigan. And again, Michigan is a lot of people are going to lose by 30 points to Michigan. That is a very, very good basketball team. They beat Pitt from the ACC. They beat Wisconsin in Milwaukee from the Big Ten. So we knew this game was going to be a dogfight. Clark getting into foul trouble early took us out of our ability to press and get some easy baskets. And they played very, very good half-court defense. We said that they were very good against the two. They didn't have to defend the three very well because we didn't shoot it very well tonight. So to throw my hands in despair. The Big East is going to be tough. Every game is going to be a tough game. We're going to be in physical games with teams that are going to play very, very hard against us. Nick, I don't think any of that is news.
No.
Right? I mean, I don't think anybody expected us to.
No.
We weren't going to stroll. We weren't going to go 19-1. Nobody expected that.
No.
And I think that this was a little bit of a reminder that this is going to be a dogfight. And take Marquette for granted. You can't take DePaul for granted. We're going to have to play hard every game. And if we play hard every game, we're going to win our share.
And there's some very talented coaches in this league, and there's some very talented players. And some nights you're not going to have it. And this was just one of those nights. Christina, coming in for a second before we bring Tom on. So, Christina, I wanted to real quick about the atmosphere. The place was packed tonight. There was they opened the upper a little bit, and it was all sold out. And what was encouraging was it wasn't like 60-40 or 70-30. There weren't your usual amount of Nova fans. You couldn't even hear them really.
You couldn't until the second half really went into effect and Nova kind of started driving the ship, and then they doubled in size.
Right. And then you heard them, but it wasn't normally like it wasn't. I would say it would be the same if we went to Nova, because you've been down there, Christina, and we won a game down there, and how our fans get. I thought the atmosphere was really good. So everyone was talking the big thing, and Paul, I'm bringing this up because I know you weren't there. Are they going to boo Willard? So there was a video package, and I thought it was very classy because Coach Willard meant a lot to me, and he meant a lot to our program. And without getting into it, we couldn't have been any lower when that man joined us, and he took us to new heights. And he also brought in his predecessor, his new coach, his successor. And he laid a foundation, and so I thought it was maybe 50-50 during the video pack. Christina, what do you think?
No, there were more cheers than boos. I'd say at first they started with the boos, but then the applause started. Listen, I'm not thrilled at what he did. I have such a sour taste in my mouth. You sing his praises much more than I do.
Well, the way he left,
was miserable.
you can criticize the way he left, but then again, in the college game, I mean, look at Lane Kiffin. Everyone kind of leaves that way now because where you're going, you have to lay down the foundation for your new program. So,
When
yeah.
your season at your current school has such promise and you tank it by making a personal decision, it's not a team player.
But does
And
that mitigate?
If a player did it, you'd have all sorts of things to say about it. So the leader certainly should not.
Right, but does that mitigate all the good stuff that he did?
No, I don't think so. But when you say Kevin Willard, I'm going to say some things that aren't too kind because of how he left.
But you didn't. But I sat next to you and you didn't boo him. You wouldn't do that.
But I said some things under my breath. But no, I didn't. I didn't boo him.
So Paul, that was during the video package, okay? And then they announced his name and the coach of Villanova. Kevin, that was a little more booze, wouldn't you say, Steve? A little bit more booze then.
It opened with booze and it ended with booze, but during it there was definitely applause.
So, Paul, before we bring Tom on, what are your thoughts on the whole Willard coming back, and did it overshadow the game? And what were you expecting? And you've read the posts, and I posted something. I basically gave a history lesson, and yeah, somebody took offense to it. But anyway, what are your thoughts about the whole Willard return?
So I think that for me at least, yeah, both you and Christina are right. That's the way coaches are these days. They've got the next job lined up while they're supposedly coaching the team. How many times have we seen a coach that he's not going to coach in the bowl game in football because he's already taken the next job? That's the way it is. And and I think Christine's right as well. It does leave your players left out to dry. There was a reason in my post I talked about getting broken up before the big prom, before the big dance, because that's kind of the way Willard left. But the program's in a good place now. Shaheen Holloway's is doing an excellent job. I think that he's learned very much what to do in the portal. He's got a team that he likes. He's coaching it well. We came into the game 11-1. We've got the same kind of Ken Pond that Villanova does. And I think it's hard to be too bitter when you're living well. The team is doing well. If he went down to Maryland in this season, I think he'd get a very different response. I think that he'd get more of Christina's response, because he kind of walked out on them the same way and kind of left their program a little bit shakier than ours is right now. But it's hard to get too angry at a guy who's back in the league and who did so much for this program when the program's in pretty good shape.
The program is in excellent shape. And let me just say this. If you look at it, the best this program was, and we could be down the road, but it was Willard and Shaw. The Willard with Shaw was better than the Willard without Shaw. Shaw was let's face it, Shaw was a recruiter. Shaw went into the houses. Shaw closed the deal, didn't close the deal, the head coach, but Shaw got the foot in the door with Isaiah Whitehead. And he got in the foot in the door with Kadeem Carrington. And I could go on, and he got the foot in the door with players, that we didn't close on, some very good players. So Shaw was the chief recruiter. And when I told this story the other day, when Brian Feld called Willard and said, I'm interviewing Shaw, I'm going to offer him the job at Peters. And Willard, my players totally love him and we're going to miss him. And that's exactly, what happened. But I think Shaw is building a program on his own in difficult circumstances now with the NIL. So I think the combination of Willard and Shaw was a tremendous combination. But I think they're both outstanding coaches. And another point, this may have been, and if someone can look it up, the first time, and I talked about this the other day, and correct me if I'm wrong, Paul, that a former Seton Hall coach came in and coached against the Pirates. I know George Blaney did it as an assistant, but I went back. I know Raftery retired and went into announcing. Louis Orr, I don't think came back. Bobby never coached again. I don't know about Amaker, but I don't think we ever played Amaker
I
with
looked up
Michigan.
Amaker. I looked up Amaker. Amaker never coached. Michigan never played Seton Hall, and then when he was at Harvard, they never played.
So then the only other
So this
one
is
would
the
be
first
Louis Orr,
time.
right?
Yeah, and I could take a quick look at that, but I think this is the only time, certainly since Raftery, that someone who had coached at Seton Hall came back to Seton Hall.
Yeah, because
And
even
it
before
certainly,
Raftery, it was Richie Regan, and I know Richie Regan became our athletic director, and I don't even know. Honey Russell, I have no idea, but I don't think Honey Russell
and when you
coached
start
anyone. I'm sorry, what?
and when you start going back into those days, when
Yeah.
you get that far, it was a whole different environment. It wouldn't have been a story.
No.
But
ChatGPT
I
says
did think
there's no one.
ChatGPT said there's no one. So this was the first time a former Seton Hall coach came in and coached against Seton Hall. So it'll happen at least one more time this year. Christina, bring Tom in. Mr. O'Brien, how are you? Mr. O'Brien, we can't hear you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Give us your thoughts.
Oh boy. A lot of people think I look like Willard when I coach. I think you guys kind of talked about it previously that we were 3 of 13 from the 3-point range. Their zone impacted our lanes there. I've got a question. Do you guys have an update with Hines?
What I heard, totally unofficial, through the Stack Monster, and let's just say Stack Monster, I don't know if he's going to come on, makes friends with everybody.
Yeah.
So through the Stack Monster's grapevine, next game, he was listed as not out first. He was listed as questionable. Is that right, Paul?
Yeah, I saw that he was questionable, but then when the official thing came out, he was out.
So the talk is that he'll be back next game.
Okay. Reason why I asked that is one of my friends who's an assistant coach for D1 out in the West Coast, they're starting to run into some issues with players that are looking to get redshirted for some BS hamstring pull. They got their NIL money and they're looking to get redshirted. I won't name the team. They're Division I. They're 9-3. They're in the top 50. But one of their top players is pulling this hamstring and asked to be redshirted. So I'm hoping that's not a situation we're doing anything with Hines. But hopefully he's back against, I guess we're playing Creighton, right?
Marquette, right, Paul? Marquette first?
Yeah, Marquette. I think, Nick, I talked to you guys about this in the beginning of the season when we had these acquisitions and not having anyone that could shoot over 30% from three was a concern. As we're in the Big East here, tonight was an example of a zone defense. And, Coach, you know how to break a zone down. It's got to go inside out, and that ball's got to move side to side. And to get
That's right.
And that was more we were – trying to attack their zone and not enough spacing in there and not getting a quality shot off there. So I'm hoping Shaw can make those adjustments because the Big East is going to be prepared for us. They're going to watch this tape and they're going to see, let's throw a zone at them and see if they can shoot threes. If Hines was there today, I think we would have had a lot more success.
Yeah, I see.
At the low post there because they had that one big kid and that was it. And I think he would have ate him up. But defensively, we're a man-to-man where we cause, a lot of hectic teams that shoot well. And Coach, again, a 1-3-1 look might throw them off a little bit from time to time.
Well, I was always taught, not to interrupt you, that when it's 2-3, you do a 1-3-1, right? You do run a 1-3-1 offense.
But I'm talking about Seton Hall's defense. we play man. We play straight up man here.
We trap and press all over the place and drop back into a man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But when a team's shooting from the outside there, let them try and score and put it in the poster, because they had that one big kid and that was it. So I was hoping to see some adjustments there, because we're going to need to do more than just man to man, because teams are going to slice and dice us from the outside as they did tonight. Right, Paul? I think they were 10 of 23 from 3. And I think they were like 12 of, and then 12 of, from 2-point, they were what, 12 of 20?
If we don't have an opportunity to set up our press, and if we're not able to press off of made baskets, we're gonna have that with the open threes. Give those stats.
Yeah, and you said it before, Nick, with those good coaches that are out there, they're going to be able to attack our press there. So we're going to have to make adjustments. Listen, it was a quad 1 loss. We're not going to win every game like you guys said. We definitely were off. Hines is important, guys, because from down low, a team like this where we could have bust their zone and getting him in the post down low, and then it opens up the lanes. We didn't do any of that. Payne, I didn't see any of that posting up there at all. It was just kind of like clogging the lane and making Bud make some really tough little shots there, But overall, the effort was there. It's just, and I wouldn't say I saw someone post online that we got out coached. I don't think so. I don't think so. No.
I don't think so. I thought we got outplayed, but I don't think
we got outplayed. We got outplayed.
We didn't get out coached. Tom, hold on 1 second. I think I have an answer to your question. Christina, pop Stack Monster in. Okay. No, Stack Monster. We got a question for you. Any word on Hines?
You want me to be serious?
Yeah, I want you to be serious for 5 seconds.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, we need that just now.
Yeah, we need the serious guy.
You're asking a lot, Nick. Especially when I'm hungry and I haven't had dinner. Okay. As Jai Hines's godparents were leaving, I wished him a Merry Christmas and have a blessed holiday. And I said they said he's coming back next game. He'll be back next game, according to them. So
through the grapevine, unofficially, you're hearing that Hines should be back. Nothing official.
That's what they said. I didn't ask any other questions because all I want to know is that he's okay. And now, what do we have? What are these? What are these? What do we got here?
Don't
Chips. All right. Sometimes you got to get punched in the mouth. Okay. So we started the season. We got a chip on our shoulder. All right. Then we got a little cocky. All right. Started looking bad in the first half. That chip got a little bigger. They punched us in the mouth with a 16-0 run. I want that chip. Here we go. Get those chips nice and big on there. What would I just do? Ooh, pardon my Latin. I hit a button. There we go. All right. I want that chip nice and big on. Ooh, I wish I could eat these.
All right.
Your shoulders. When we go to Villanova next year, let's.
All right, Stack. Is that your
special guest? My daughter.
Oh, your daughter?
I know she doesn't want.
I've never met your daughter.
I have 2 daughters. She doesn't want to. Come on, Grace. Come on in.
I'm impressed by the chip selection at the Stack Monster house. They got options.
Come on. This is my daughter.
Hi, Grace.
She's my.
Grace, we love your father, Grace. He actually has a following when he's not on. People, you're a Steeler fan, Grace?
Yeah.
Oh,
My kids are all over the place. Where's Abby?
It's better than being a Giants fan.
Come on, Abby. Come on, Abby. Don't worry.
Let's get the whole. Is the family dog around?
Here we go. There's
Hi,
Abby.
Merry Christmas, Abby.
Seton Hall grad, but she's becoming an Oregon Duck fan. She's a Florida State grad, Florida State fan. So my fandom's all over the place, but my heart bleeds blue. Mets,
He's crazy.
Giants, Pirates. Baby.
Is Junior around?
Go Ducks.
He's upstairs watching.
My girls.
He's upstairs watching video of his loss to Hanover Park yesterday, so that he can probably say whatever to his team, whatever Shaw was probably saying to his team tonight.
All right, Glenn. Thanks for coming on, bro.
All right,
we'll talk to you.
Remember,
Enjoy.
chips must grow. Have a blessed Christmas,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thanks for coming on.
God bless.
God bless.
Thank you very much, Zach.
I wanted to ask him if he knew of Hines. Was it a sickness? Was it an injury? We're not hearing anything about it.
They are very tight-lipped about injuries. Shaw did say it was not that, it was kind of minor, and he should be back shortly after the first game he missed.
Okay.
But there's only so much they can say.
Yeah. So what do you guys think after this break? What do you think as we go into our next Big East game? What are your expectations here? Or do you think they'll make any adjustments? What are your thoughts?
Paul, go.
Well, first of all, I don't think that we're going to shoot 33% from the field in our next game. I mean, we're not a great shooting team, but that was our overall shooting, 21 of 63. We're a better team than that. Simpkins is better than 2 of 11. Williams is better than 2 of 9. Clark is certainly better than 1. Even in a tough game with a tough defense. So we're going to shoot better in our next game. We have Hines back. That'll be a better matchup. Inside, I haven't looked at who Marquette has yet. I haven't done my homework there. But I think that we had a bad shooting night. We were slow defensively. And we could not throw the ball in the ocean. Even our big men could, we missed layups. We had a very difficult time shooting. And I think that I think Coach Holloway has to practice against the zone no matter who we're playing, because we're going to see some zone until we figure out a way to beat it. And I think that if we spark out of foul trouble and get that press going, because that press again was effective late in the game against Villanova, I think that press will be effective if we get early.
But you got to make your shots to set it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Paul, you got to make your shots to set up the press, right? And that was the problem.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, if you're not making your shots, you can't set the press up. Making their shots, you can't fast break. And so, I think that, Tom, though, to your point, something that we need to think about defensively is if we're going to be playing straight man, we're going to see some teams that can shoot. And we're going to have to extend we can't let these guys take open 25-footers. And when we do that, that's going to open up the inside. And I think that that's going to be important to have a guy like Hines inside to, along with Payne, to block some shots. Because if we're 30 feet away from the basket, they're going to look to go inside. And we're going to need somebody in there to swat the ball away. And I think we missed that with with Najai Hines not in the game today. So I think we'll see how that goes against Marquette.
We got to make adjustments. I would have loved to have seen them try something different because it wasn't working. It wasn't working.
No,
they were getting some nice screens, and they're coming up. And when you got guys that can shoot 40% from 3, they have 3 guys that could shoot 40%. And if they're getting good looks, and then, when you extend that the defense out there, then they've got the big guy with a backdoor cut after the screen. So then, you see that all the time. But I'm not. You shouldn't be worried about this loss. I'm not worried about it. I'm sure Shaw's going to go to the videotape, see what worked, what didn't work. Marquette is we should beat them. I've seen them play this season.
They're not the Marquette of the last few years. Right?
No. George, who's it? Georgetown. I saw the last game. They do shoot threes. They shoot 3. They've always been a 3-point shooting team.
And he's a very good coach, also. Very good coach.
He is. But I'm not too worried about that game. Creighton, watch out for them. Watch out for them. they've been in the last 2 games. They have been playing really well. They blew out Georgetown. So,
Tom, let me ask you this. I thought the best player by far on the court today was Acadian Lewis.
Lewis, hands
Right,
down.
and he's a freshman. You could just see he's a player, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, whether he's shooting or driving to the lane and kicking it out, that's what we need when Bud needs to do. He was attacking the basket, trying to make it happen. You got to be able to kick it out, and that kid Lewis, from Philadelphia, just really played within himself. Had a couple turnovers I saw at the end there when on the press there, but overall the kid was pretty impressive. And then I saw Willard's post game there that the kid is really competitive. I say another year you'll probably see him go in the NBA. He can shoot threes and he can take the ball. And then defensively he was pretty good. I mean those were 2 good defensive teams tonight.
Yes,
on the court. Hands down, both of them had good defenses. Just one was just a little bit better, I thought, in execution their offensive sets. So,
from what I'm understanding with Nova, that Willard has had to give Lewis some tough love this year and sit him down and pull him aside, and the father's all like, "Yeah, you do what you have to do, coach," and not in a bad way, in a supportive way.
Wow.
Paul, what do you think? What did you think about the play of Lewis? Is he the best player we've seen all year? Paul's come on here and said we were able to shut down their best player. We didn't do that today, Paul. Why?
So first of all, this is interesting. Lewis wasn't their best player in the game. Bryce Lindsey was.
Right. Yep.
Really?
Yes, Lindsey had more points. Lewis was the point. Tom was saying they had three guys shooting over 40% from 3. Lewis isn't one of them.
Nope.
Lewis is supposedly not a good 3-point shooter. Now you fooled me from the way he played tonight.
Right.
Yeah.
So I thought that he was as good as anybody we've seen. The guys from Southern Cal, the 2 guards from Southern Cal, were probably the 2 best players that I think we've seen. But certainly Lewis really came into his own as a freshman, and with him moving the ball and the 3 shooters, and they've got the rebounding machine, and they're going to be a tough team.
Yeah.
And Hodge is another guy who's not supposed to be a great 3-point shooter.
He was tonight.
He was tonight. Yes, that's right.
They had good looks.
And looking ahead to Marquette, just got a quick look at their statistics. They've got their player Stevens is probably their best 3-point shooter, in that he's getting 20 minutes a game and shooting 38%. The rest of them are not great shooters.
Right.
But what Marquette has done up to this point is take basketball. They've only got 11 turnovers a game. So we're really going to have to crank the press up and put some pressure on them.
Paul, how many?
The other thing about Marquette. Go ahead, Tom.
No. How many turnovers did we have tonight? First and second half. I don't have that.
So I'll have to look that one up. I think we had a decent amount.
That's a good segue. Christina, bring Bill in. Bill.
Hey, what's up?
There we go.
Bill, give the unofficial mayor of Orange, the great Bill Hathaway. Bill, give us some stats.
So tonight's game,
what about turnovers? How did we do with turnovers tonight?
You turned over the ball 14 times tonight.
Wow.
And that's not good. 14 times. And they had less turnovers, I think, but I didn't get Nova's stat. But I'm gonna give you some stats, Nick. It was a 64-56 loss. Seton Hall got outplayed tonight. Elijah Fisher had 13 points, 4 rebounds. AJ Stanton McCray, 9 points, 4 rebounds. Rivera, he had 10 points. Stephon Payne had 10 rebounds, 3 points. Nova out-rebounded Seton Hall 37-31. We had a total of 14 turnovers, 24 points in the paint, 62. I think it was Paul. If you can help me out with this, did Seton Hall shoot 62 or 36% free throws? I know we had 18 fouls. We were 10 of 16 from the free throw line, and we only shot 3-pointers 43%. No, 23% Seton Hall. I'm sorry. And Nova shot 68%. And Nova shot 68%. So my overall feelings about this game. Go ahead, Paul.
No, go ahead, Bill. Finish up.
What
It's
I
all
was
your
saying,
Bill.
yeah, what I was saying is though, I thought there was some at some points of the game, in the beginning of the game, I thought there were some questionable calls by the officials. It is Big East play, and I thought, in my opinion, it didn't go Seton Hall's way in the officials' way. They made some questionable calls. I don't know if anybody else looked at it that particular
Bill,
way.
not to interrupt you, but my daughter just read my mind. Christina, come on back on and read that.
I am in bed, so you're not getting my face.
This is from Sweet Lou Monaco from Springfield, who's a fellow journalist with Bill and Bobby.
That game pivoted 90 seconds in when Clark got 2 fouls, changed the whole complexion, vibe, excitement in the building, in the stands, and on the court. Pirates will be fine, excited for the season. Can I give my 2 cents, Dad?
Sure, go on.
That truly felt like the wind was out of our sails early on, and we recovered. We definitely did. But from that point, when he was put on the bench, you knew it was going to be an uphill battle.
And then Willard put him in. Not Willard. I keep saying that. Shaw put him in for a stretch, but then pulled him out again to save him from getting the 3rd foul. But Tom, did you see the foul on a 3-point that was kind of a ticky tack? That's not a foul, right? That they call in the Big East. I mean,
no, exactly. That was a ticky tack call there, and that changed the complexion of the game too when he hit that 3. Was it Lewis? Right? Hit that 3.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where was that? I didn't see it. I mean, from a TV's perspective, it was hard, but no, but that changed it. And I like Shaw bringing him back in. Parker was not doing the job.
No,
Parker
I was not happy with Parker tonight. No,
not at all. Took a lot of bad.
Nick, may I read on this? In the first half, I got the first half stats. Points from turnovers, Seton Hall only had 18, Villanova had 6. And from the bench standpoint, Seton Hall had 12, and Villanova had 3. So maybe that's a key factor in this game. I don't know, Tom. I don't know what your feelings about that. But, I think in the past, Seton Hall have had a lot of turnovers paint. They have, and they have to reduce the turnovers, like in the beginning of the season when they played North Carolina State, or in the early stages of the non-conference, they had no more than 10 or 8 turnovers. So Hines was a key factor not playing in the game today. I think so. If Hines would have been in, it would have been a different story on the inside the boards. And that's why they got out-rebounded 37-31. I think this team is superb. I think, sometimes you got to take a tough loss. They probably regroup when they play Marquette, because Marquette is like, right now, I got the Big East report. They're 5-8 on the season. Home record is 5-3. Away is 0-3. And non-conference, I think they lost two games and lost 4 in a row. That's the Big East report that we get. So we'll see what happens in the upcoming game against Marquette. But I think Seton Hall has to improve. Number one, less turnovers. Have to get more rebounds inside. Godswell has to come in more often. And with Hines and Godswell, I think Nick, like you said, I don't know if it was Payne and Hines at the same time, I would like to see that in the next game. If
Yeah, I
that's
want to
possible.
see Payne. I want to see Payne and Hines at some point this season. I've been talking to a lot of people, and they've been saying that. I think God's will is still a step behind. For whatever reason, he's not the God's will. Tom shaking his head. Yes, that we saw at the end of last season. Getting back to the officiating, Brian O'Connell, who's one of my favorite Big East officials, I thought had a rough game tonight. And Gaffney, who's a little older gentleman, I thought he was a step behind tonight. But what was very interesting, and I don't know if you saw it, Bill, and we saw it at the women's game, and now we saw it here. An official threw a fan out. Guy sitting behind, right? I mean, what?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, and like
they had it on TV.
Brian O'Connell tossed the fan. What in the world do you have to say to get tossed? And is there something, like, as a fan, what's the limit? Like, first of all, you just because you buy a ticket doesn't mean you can say anything you want. But I was always taught that officials kind of, right, Tom, you don't pay attention to the fans, right?
I'm a high school official,
Right.
and when it's a packed house, people are yelling at you. You laugh it off. You just laugh it off, and you focus on the game.
Right.
Unless the guy threw something at him, or
He
or
definitely
wanted
didn't throw something. No, he didn't throw anything because it was right in front of me. But he said something. What could you say to get tossed?
Yeah, that with with 15,000 people in the stadium there. I mean, I don't know.
No, I didn't see that. I didn't see that at all.
We saw it on TV
it
though.
was down from you, Bill, and to the left. Yeah. Oh, definitely. They
He was like second row.
He was sitting. I think, right behind the basket. Maybe first row behind the basket.
Yeah.
Wow.
What, did you see it on TV, Tom?
They didn't see him walk him out, but the announcers are like, they put the camera on the guy, and he's like, what? I can't believe it. I can't. And then they took him.
And not only did they take him, so security took him out, but then I saw the Newark police go back there. So Lord knows. You got it. But I mean, like most things, it's double edged. You got to behave yourself, at these games. You got to be if you're sitting that close to the court, you got to be careful on what you say. But if you're an official, you have to toughen up a little bit, right? Like Tom, you're a jerk. Are you going to throw someone out for that?
No, Nick. But there was a guy yelling, especially at the foul line. You could hear him yelling to the referees on a certain call. I mean, it was pretty clear on TV that you could hear because everyone was quiet, and you just hear this guy rambling.
Maybe it was this guy. Maybe it was him.
Like, you missed this call. You missed the call. The blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, boy, he's close to the mic or what? But I don't know.
They probably had the mic. They probably had the mic under the basket, right? Because that's where you put the mic up. And he was sitting right by. So I bet you we just did detective work, and that was it. Wow.
Yep.
But Tom, I want to answer your question.
Yeah.
Despite everything, we turned Villanova over 18 times.
Yeah. So
now a lot of those turnovers came late in the game when we finally got to set the press up, but we still turned that team over 18 times.
Didn't we outshoot them in the first half? The first half, Bill. The announcers were saying that we were.
Say it again. What do you want me to look for?
No, how we shoot in the first half, Bill?
Look for
Seton Hall shot 34%.
No, how many shots? How many shots were we getting off compared to Villanova?
11 of 32. 11 of 32.
And then what were they?
And Villanova,
they were 9 of 22. They were 9 of 22.
So we took 10 more shots than that.
We took 10 more shots.
Yep.
Wow.
That's what the announcers were saying. If Seton Hall continues this pace, the shots are going to fall. Now, the second half was a different story, right?
Yep.
What were the stats, Bill, the second half?
Oh, I don't have the second half. I didn't get
Okay.
the second half game sheet. Maybe Bobby does.
Bobby,
I
you
don't
have the
know.
stat sheet for the second half?
No, they didn't give him out.
Hmm.
For some reason, that was weird.
But even though we were down 4, we outshot them by 10. And even the announcers were saying, well, Seton Hall, if they're out shooting them and their defense, the ball's gonna finally go in the basket. And that didn't happen. But I'd be curious to see what our stats were in the second half in terms of them shooting compared to our shooting. Not percentages, but how many shots we're getting
Tom,
off.
I could give you the final game stats.
Yeah.
Villanova was 22 of 45 from the field. We were 21 of 63. Took 18 more shots over the course of the game.
Wow. And they out-rebounded us. Well, that's because they turned the ball over 18 times. So,
Right.
okay, that's a stat there that should be in our favor, and it wasn't tonight. Wow.
Yes.
Bobby, you got some background noise, Bobby.
Yeah, I'm working. Not downstairs today. That's gonna be there.
All right, Tom, do you have final thoughts before we let you go?
No, and yes, no. This was a quad 1 loss. I'm not in panic mode. No one should be in panic mode. Once we get Hines back, that will help us in the low post. That'll help teams that want to put a zone in there. As long as he's healthy there. If not, we're gonna have some trouble. So I wish you guys a Merry Christmas. Our next game is next week. It's before New Year's Day. Correct me, Bill? Am I correct?
At Marquette.
At Marquette. What date is that? Anybody?
1 second.
Let me check it out. Hold up.
Is it before the new year?
It's definitely before the new year. I think it's the 30th, but I might be wrong.
Oh yeah, December 30th. So it's at 7:00 on Fox Sports 1.
So we'll probably be on,
So it's a
Tom.
week
If
from
you're
tonight.
around, we'll probably be on around 9:30.
Okay. All right. You guys have a good holiday.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
Tom.
Christmas.
Merry
Thanks, guys.
Christmas.
Thank you. Bobby, did you see the fan get tossed?
Yeah, I did. Apparently, he did something with that last the ball that went in the corner by you out of bounds. I guess they were taunting the player or something.
Oh, he was taunting a player.
Inbounds. Has something to do with that inbounds pass and that
Okay.
foul, that out of bounds ball.
You gotta behave yourself. You gotta behave yourself. I'm sorry.
And apparently, the whole group got kicked out. It wasn't just the one guy. The whole 4 of them got tossed.
Oh, I saw the one guy.
Wow.
I didn't see anybody else. Wow.
Unless they left in unity. I don't know. But yeah. I guess he was the designated driver. I don't know.
Well,
by the
Bobby,
way,
good to see you. I'm going to give you my final thoughts. And first of all,
Paul, real quick.
go ahead, Bob.
Coach did allude during the presser that I'm going to post it once I get it uploaded. It seems like Hines is not going to be back immediately. I don't know.
Oh, Stack Monster had a scoop. I guess he's wrong.
What do you
Stack
say?
Monster said he heard through the grapevine that he's going to be back next game.
According to Coach, he still has to be evaluated when they get back on Thursday after Christmas.
So, concussion?
Really?
And he's being very cryptic, very quiet about what actually happened. So,
Wow.
him and Zagora got into it about his illness, this, that, and I'll try to post it.
Wait. Zangoria pressed him?
Yeah, about is it an illness? Is it an injury? Was he back? So it was. We'll see what happens, but it doesn't sound like it's not gonna be a long-term thing, but it may not be next week.
Wow.
Right, Paul.
Interesting. Yeah, it's we're a very different team without him. So I'm going to give you some final thoughts before I go. First of all, tomorrow night our 7 fishes will be lobster, crab, tuna, shrimp, filet of sole, calamari, and now I can't remember the last one. But those will be our seven fishes.
What's your address again?
Oh, this is over at my cousin's house.
At your cousin's?
She makes she makes a red lobster and crab sauce that, I mean, you don't even need pasta. You could just eat it with a spoon. And
oh God, you're
she
making
makes
me
a
hungry. I
buffalo
didn't have
shrimp.
dinner. Oh, I love buffalo
Fantastic stuff.
shrimp.
So we'll be up. We'll be up there for Christmas Eve, as my grandmother used to call Julia. We've got a week to regroup before we play our next game. I will have a complete spouting report on our Sunday show on Marquette. I'll have some time to do a little research on them.
Okay.
And again, we're not going to be. I don't think anybody expected us to go 20-0 in the Big East this year.
Nope.
And the press, if the press keeps working, I think we'll win our share. Everybody, I'm going to wish you all a Merry Christmas, and everybody who's watching a Merry Christmas.
All right, Paul.
Go
Merry
Priory
Christmas.
next week.
Hey, Paul, enjoy your meal. Merry Christmas.
Paul. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Paul.
Thank you, guys.
So Bill, where are you going? You going to Libretti's? You going to Libretti's for dinner on Christmas
Oh
Eve?
no, I'm Belitalia.
Oh, you're a Bella Tala guy, not a Libretti's guy. Got some good restaurants there in Orange.
Hey, Bob, you tell me what we had in the press room. We had a full-fledged dinner tonight.
Shrimp fra diavolo, the usual pasta they have, which is okay. Then classic chicken cutlets, which are very good.
Wow.
Chicken parmesan. They had.
You gotta join us, man. You gotta join us one of the games, man.
I don't get credentialed every game. The games I get credentialed to, I have to buy a $2 pretzel. I mean, you know.
They had broccoli rabe too.
Wow. Yeah. Whatchamacallit? Duffy texted my son and said, I'm with your father's guys. I'm like, oh, so he knew right away who he meant. So yeah, and he told them they had good food in the press area.
And we met up with Jerry, and we met up with Jerry Walker tonight too. We ran into Jerry Walker.
Yeah, I got Jerry's number to come on the show.
Is Jerry is Jerry an assemblyman yet? He hasn't been sworn in, right?
He wanted
to seat, but he didn't get sworn in, right?
Yeah, January.
January. Oh, I love Jerry. Oh, we got to have Jerry. Absolutely have.
Yeah, I got his number. Awesome.
He'd be good. He'd be real good. Everybody wants to come on this show.
Yep.
Yesterday, Bill, you had the greatest idea. You're like, let's do a pregame after the women's, a postgame. So
I couldn't get on the show.
Okay. And I said, for the heck of it, let me text Coach. Next thing I know, Christina's like, Dad, Coach is in the green room ready to come on. And I'm like, well, where's Bill? It was Bill's idea. And then Bill was nowhere to be seen.
Bill, next time I'll have to send a carrier pigeon for you or
An
something.
Uber.
Yeah, for real.
Get Bill over to our house.
That sounds good.
Bobby, what else happened in the press conference?
You know, a little like, welcome back, Kevin type of stuff. And
did Kevin talk?
Yeah. I have it all. I'll post it this evening.
How was his reception from the media?
The usual. I mean, it was his usual self. I thought it was interesting, real quick. They did a video presentation, and he gets cheered, I would say, 80-20, right? But then when they mentioned his head coach of Villanova, Kevin Willard, the boos were a little bit more prevalent than during the video presentation.
Christina and I talked about that. We said that Christina called exactly like what you called. Exactly.
Yeah, I noticed that. And by the way, what was the thing about people from Villanova in the front row or something? Who was that thing about?
I have no idea. Frankie was saying that Villanova fans got front. They were quiet till the end. I didn't hear too many Villanova fans.
Yeah, the family in front of me was a wife, husband, and two daughters. They were Nova fans. They were kind of quiet though. So I was wondering if it was them. Anyway, I got some rapping to do. Any final thoughts? Bill?
It's tough loss for Seton Hall. Seton Hall will be coming back strong. Hopefully, Najee Hines will return shortly. And I wanted to wish everybody Merry Christmas. We've done a fantastic job on the show. Bobby, Nick, Christine, the whole family of Surge Sports. We wish you a happy holidays, Bobby. Thank you for this opportunity for having me on your program, and you're part of your team. I think we're going to do well for 2026, and we just got to keep it going.
Oh, absolutely. Today was a great day for Surge Sports. I'll tell you more about it later on or tomorrow. But a lot of positive stuff happening today. So.
Yeah, I guys, I am ecstatic. I mean, yesterday's show, just being able to interview a player and the coach on the bus back to the airport was just so cool. It was just so cool. Who does that? That was just so great. So Bobby, thank you for the opportunity. Bill, thank you. I wish you were able to get on. Thank you for the thought.
Hey Nick, I wanted to share some with you and Bobby. Felicia shared it with Shay's mom. I guess they have their number or whatever. They shared the video to Shay's mom.
Oh,
and she
that's
was happy
great.
about that. Go Pirates in 2026. Keep it going.
Oh, Shay is such a great kid, amazing role model. She's just. I was so happy for her yesterday. I know we're not supposed to root, but I was just so happy for her.
Yeah,
And,
Shay's mom always responds on the page too with a lot of our posts, about the women's game. So
you guys got to point her out to me at the next game. I'd love to say.
I know about it. If you look on our Facebook group page, a lot of the women's stuff she responds to that we do. So
yeah, she did it. She did a fantastic job with Shay. Fantastic. Yeah, I just like to again, I echo everything that Bill said. Christina and I were with Tom and Patrick. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. And
Eli too. We can't forget Eli.
Eli's one of the nicest young men. And Chris Jones sat behind me at the game today. I said, when are you coming back on? He's just so big. They are just so busy with the World Cup, he was saying, over at the Meadowlands.
And Scoop.
Oh, and yeah, I forgot about him. The comedic aspect of Ryan Luigi Scoop Wyndham. We got to get him back on. He'll be on. He's just, I don't know if he's doing sports betting, whatever he works for, but yeah, once football season's over, we'll be able to see him a little better. Just as long as he keeps that damn dog quiet, he could come on anytime. Anytime he wants.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I especially want to on the air give a shout out, Bobby. Thank you so much. You're one of the most gracious and generous people I know with your time and everything, and I appreciate everything that you've done.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Like I said, right now we're showmates. Hopefully one day we're your board members of something bigger. So
yeah, I would. That would.
We'll
yeah.
see.
Hey, I'm looking for the next opportunity. So yeah,
we'll see.
Christina, pop on real quick and say your final thoughts.
Wish we won, but it is what it is. I think we're gonna still be okay.
We got to play him again, right? We got to play him again. We'll see what happens.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking too. It's like it's really tough to beat a team 3 times, so we have to have a loss somewhere. So, maybe now we'll beat them away. We'll play them in the tournament and win. So it's all setting it up for the future. But yeah, I hope we turn it around and just continue on the path we've been on.
Oh, real quick, everybody. One thing Willard said, I just popped in my head. Somebody asked him about what he thought about our defense, and he said, if we continue to play defense the way we are, we will be a second weekend team in the tournament.
Oh wow!
In a big dance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Night, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Night.